two, I'm blasting through his headphone. It's me he falling in love with, yeah, I got his head gone. He can't even answer the phone. My music keeps turning him on. On and on and on and on and on. He say, she say, I own the DJ. Stay at the top of his charts, I am the airplane. Flyer than airplanes, I know you hear me. In case you didn't, let me reiterate. Let me reiterate.
He is mine. I'm the only thing on his mind. He thinks about me all the time. He got my love everywhere. DJ is mine, and girl, you're wasting your time. He only rocks to my music. He loves the way I do it all night. DJ is mine, and girl, you're wasting your time. He only rocks to my music. He loves the way I do it all night. The DJ is mine, my baby, the DJ is mine, my baby, he only rocks to my music. He loves the way I do it all night. The DJ is mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The general session will begin shortly.
Feet don't fail me now. Take me to the finish line. Oh, my heart, it breaks every step that I take. But I'm hoping at the gates they'll tell me that you're mine. Walking through the city streets. Is it by mistake or design? I feel so alone on the Friday nights. Can you make it feel like home if I tell you you're mine? It's like I told you, honey. Don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes life is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long, we'll carry on. Try to have fun in the meantime. Come take a walk on the wild side. Let me kiss you hard in the pouring rain. You like your girls insane. So choose your last words. This is the last time. 'Cause you and I, we would wanna die. Lost, but now I am found. I can see, but once I was blind. I was so confused as a little child, trying to take what I could get, scared that I couldn't find all the answers, honey. Don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes love is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long, we carry on. Try to have fun in the meantime. Come take a walk on the wild side. Let me kiss you hard in the pouring rain. You like your girls insane. road gets tough, I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. We will be beginning momentarily.
We were born to die.
In the heart, open wide. You're my crystalline flower. All of me, honestly, is dedicated to hold you. Swear to God, double knot. What would you do if I stole you tonight? Why waste time? 'Cause the world doesn't call us. It doesn't matter what we do. All silhouettes with the nervous when I'm meant to need you. 'Cause I belong in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The general session begins now.
Let's get ready to ignite the world. Let's get ready to ignite the world. Just let life be the spark, a catapult that shoots us through the dark. Raise your flag.
Please welcome to the stage your 2013 State Officer Team. Parliamentarian Chris Liu. Historian Brandon Houghton. Sergeant at Arms Maxwell Hunt. Reporter Sitara Sandarhararan. Treasurer Brady Sheehan. Secretary Ben Hewitt. Vice President Sabrina Sayak. And your 2012-2013 President Matt Basile.
May the meeting please come to order. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, are all officers present and in their places?
They are.
May the assembly please rise. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, will you please lead us in the pledge to the flag of the United States of America?
Please recite the Pledge of Allegiance after me. May the phrase "One nation under God" be said without a pause. Turn, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, the assembly please be seated? Mr. Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Present. The symbol of my office is the hearty handshake, and it is my responsibility to see that the assembly is comfortable and properly welcomed. It is also my duty to serve as doorkeeper for this organization.
Mr. Historian.
Present. The symbol of my office is the scroll. It's my responsibility to serve in any capacities directed by the President, to keep up-to-date information on the history of this organization, and to keep accurate and concise logbook of the activities of this organization.
Madam Reporter.
Present. The symbol of my office is the beacon tower, and it is my duty to see that the school, community, and national association have a complete report of our organization's activities.
Mr. Parliamentarian.
Present. The symbol of my office is the open book, which represents Robert's Rules of Order newly revised. The duties vested in me by my office are to serve in any capacity as directed by the President, assist in conducting all meetings according to parliamentary procedures set forth by Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, and to be available as necessary to promote the general welfare of the association.
Mr. President.
Present. The symbol of my office is the gavel. The duties vested in me by my office are to preside at all regular and special meetings of this organization and to promote cooperation in carrying out the activities and work of this organization. Mr. Secretary.
Present. The symbol of my office is the pen, and it is my responsibility to see that accurate and proper records are kept of all business and correspondence of this association. Mr. Treasurer.
President. The symbol of my office is the balanced budget. It is the duty of my office to keep accurate records of all funds and see that our financial obligations are met promptly.
Madam Vice President.
Present. The symbol of my office is a star, and it is the duty of my office to see that we always have a strong membership, a good work program, and are alert to the welfare of our association.
Mr. President, all officers are present and in their places.
Mr. Secretary, will you please call the roll of chapters?
When I call your chapter name, please stand up and state your chapter name to indicate that you're present, and also say the number of votes that you have. Altoona Area Junior High School.
Just refer to the delegates. Ask the delegates. No, ask
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, just the delegates. Sorry about that.
11.
No, that's right.
Solely the number of delegates you have, which should be 2.
And please have the delegates stand. Please have the delegates.
Right, so just have the delegates stand and say your chapter name and then how many votes you have, which would probably just be 2. So Altoona Area Junior High School, here. Avonworth Middle School. 2. Thank you. Ballackinwood Middle School. Belafonte Area Middle School. No? Okay.
Call it again. Call it again.
Belafont Area Middle School. All right. Blackhawk Middle School. Boyertown East Junior High School. Catherine Hall Middle School.
Ben, you forgot one. There's East and West.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Boyertown East Junior High School. Yep. And Boyertown West Junior High School. All right. Cedar Crest Middle School. Colonial Middle School.
This is West and East.
Conestoga Valley Middle School. Daniel Boone Middle School. Donald H. Eichhorn Middle School.
Call it again. Oh, were they there?
Yeah, someone. Donald H. Eichhorn Middle School. Just. All right, cool. E.H. Markle. Elko Middle School. Garden Spot Middle School. Infinity Charter School. Infinity Charter. Here.
Ben, can you please explain to them if there's only one delegate present, they still have 2 votes?
Yeah, I would just like to clarify that even if there's just one delegate present from a school, you get 2 votes. So each school gets 2 votes.
Because we need to make sure the delegates are
Right. So Infinity Charter School, just to. All right. Ingomar Middle School.
Wait, Ben, was Infinity Charter here?
No. Ingomar. Okay. James Buchanan Middle School. Okay. Jersey Shore Area Middle School. Lemoyne Middle School. No, you don't have to. You can just rise and.
Just ask them to be louder.
Yeah, just make sure you speak up to confirm that you're here. Manor Middle School. Marshall Middle School. Okay. Mardickville Middle School. Mifflinburg Area Middle School. Milford Middle School. Mohawk Area Junior High School. Mount Nittany Middle School. Park Forest Middle School. Penns Valley Area Junior High School. Picaya Valley. Richland Junior High School. Strayer Middle School. Twin Valley Middle School. Twin Valley? No. Upper Marion Area Middle School. Upper Marion Area Middle School? Okay. Upper Perkiomen Middle School. Warrior Run Middle School. Welsh Valley Middle School. Western Wade Middle School. Yellow Breeches Middle School. Yellow Breeches? Okay. Altoona Area High School. Ambridge Area High School.
Wait, Max, was there Altoona?
No, that was Ambridge Area. Avonworth High School. Bangor Area High School. Bangor Area. Bedford High School. Biglerville High School. Bishop McCourt Catholic High School. Bishop McCourt. Okay. Blackhawk High School. Boiling Springs High School.
Man, was there Bishop Catholic?
Yeah, they were not here.
Not here?
Boyertown Area Southern High School, I guess. Cannon McMillan High School. Can you please be quiet while we call the roll? Thanks. Cannon McMillan. Carlisle area. Cedar Cliff High School. Cedar Crest High School. Chambersburg area Senior High School. Charleroi High School. Charleroi? Where? Okay. Chestnut Ridge High School. Chestnut Ridge. Communications Technology High School. Conemaugh. You're here? Okay. Conestoga Christian High School. What? Okay. Conestoga Valley High School. Cumberland Valley High School. Daniel Boone Area High School. Downingtown STEM Academy. East Stroudsburg High School North. Eastern Westmoreland. Eastern Westmoreland? Yeah. Easton Area High School. Elko High School. Fox Chapel Area High School. Garden Spot High School. Gettysburg Area High School. Gettysburg area. Greater Johnstown High School. Greensburg Salem High School. Hampton High School. Harriton High School. Hatboro Horsham High School. James Buchanan High School. Jersey Shore Area High School. Lehigh Valley Academy. Lewisburg High School. Lower Marion High School. Manheim Township High School. You're the delegate?
No,
Wait,
it's
you
like
have 2 votes, though. Okay.
Well, he's here. He's here.
Yeah. McCaskey High School. Mechanicsburg Area High School. Midwest High School. Midwest? All right. Mifflin County High School. Mifflin Area High School. Mohawk Area High School. Montgomery High School. Montoursville High School. North Allegheny High School. North Allegheny? Okay. Octorara High School. Octorara. Penn Manor High School. Penridge High School. Penridge. Penns Valley Area Southern High School. Picayune Valley High School. Pine Ridgeland High School. Plymouth White Marsh High School. Pottsgrove High School. Quakertown Freshman Center. Quakertown High School. Richland Senior High School. Shippensburg High School. South Fayette Township High School. Southwestern High School. Southern Lehigh High School. State College High School, 11-12. State College High School, 9-10. Stroudsburg High School. Twin Valley High School. Upper Marion Area High School. Upper Perkiomen High School. Warrior Run High School. Western Wayne High School. Wilson High School. Windber Area High School. Windber Area. York County School of Technology. York County. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. Sorry that took so long.
Mr. Parliamentarian, do we have a quorum present?
We do, Mr. President.
Mr. Sergeant at Arms, do we have any guests present?
Guests will be introduced later during the awards portion of this meeting.
Mr. Secretary, we are ready to transact our business. Will you please read the minutes from the previous meeting?
The minutes to the previous meeting are available online for review at www.patsa.org.
The minutes are accepted as read. We will now move to the Treasurer's report. Mr. Treasurer, will you please read the Treasurer's report?
The Treasurer's report for the state conference report says we have $87,500 from conference income, $13,700 in our checking account, and $35,600 in our savings account. Thank you.
The Treasurer's report is placed on file and subject to audit. We will now move to committee reports. Will the Green Committee Chairperson please come to the podium to make the Green Committee report?
This year, the PA-TSA Green Initiative continued to push for environmental awareness and activism within PA and national TSA. We have been working on revising multiple proposals for members. Specifically, we have been leading the continuation of the electronic submission project. The Green Committee has drafted an extensive electronic submission proposal to be submitted at the national level, and it is currently in its final stages of revision. This proposal would give the option for certain events to be submitted electronically at the national level. Additionally, the Green Initiative has been working on a proposal for online submission. We have been building the base for the continuation of the committee through drafts of new specific membership roles and have run a successful special interest session during states. I would like to take a moment to appreciate all the work of the committee. And if you are interested in becoming in part of the committee, please email us at patsa.org. If you would like to apply for Green Committee Chairperson, please submit an application found on the PA-TSA website by June 14th. Thank you.
Thank you. Will the State Officer Team Vice President please report to the podium for the Membership Committee report?
This year, the Membership Committee has taken several initiatives to expand the membership of Pennsylvania TSA. Multiple schools have been contacted regarding creating TSA chapters. Surveys have been distributed and evaluated addressing the issue of chapter retention. In-school promotional sessions are being scheduled, and multiple promotional materials have been made, including flyers and promotional packets, all benefiting the membership of PA-TSA. For those interested in joining the PA-TSA Membership Committee, please see me at StagPass following the end of this meeting or email me at vice_president@patsa.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Will the State Officer Team Treasurer please report to the podium to report on the National Service Project American Cancer Society fundraising?
This year, between Got Game ticket raffles, pin sales, and our state officer pie in the face cans, we have raised $886.41 for the American Cancer Society. $351 alone were raised through our pie in the face cans. Next year, chapters should look out for mini relay events, pledge cards, and luminaria that will support the American Cancer Society. Thank you, everyone.
This concludes the committee reports. We will now hear from the National TSA President, Dhruv Pillai.
Good evening, PA-TSA. My name is Dhruv Pillai, and I have the honor of serving as your National TSA President this season. Congratulations on another great state conference, but the journey's not over. The National TSA Conference this year will be held in Orlando, Florida. You heard me mention some of the amenities that Orlando offers before. These include Disney, the beautiful Rosenshingle Creek Hotel, where we will be staying, Harry Potter World. Hopefully you're coming more for the conference than for the butterbeer, but I guess that's not a prerequisite. Jokes apart, I assign tremendous value to TSA conferences. And as original as you guys may find this, TSA really, really has impacted me, both personally and professionally, in terms of making me a more well-rounded person. When I joined TSA in 7th grade, I was unrecognizable. My regional conference that year was actually canceled, so my first competitive experience was at States. One of the events that I did was Medical Technology Challenge, and my binder was in Comic Sans. There's actually a banned Comic Sans movement. So that gives you an idea of where I was coming from. But since then, TSA has allowed me to grow and develop new skills. It taught me to aim high. It's through TSA that I got to learn so much about our energy economy through events like biotechnology design, and that I became inspired to actually consider becoming an engineer in order to work on energy. It's through TSA that I was able to experiment with politics by running for several offices, and that I discovered that speech giving and campaigning and leading is something that I enjoy. When I was weighing different options for my senior project, I decided to toss ideas like meditation, which some of my friends were considering, because I figured that I really wanted to get some valuable experience out of the senior project. Instead, I'll be shadowing State Senator Dalen Leach. I haven't really decided what my political affiliation is going to be, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, but whatever your political affiliation, I'm going to be able to observe how our leaders in government operate and whether or not this would be something that I enjoy. When I was writing college essays, and seniors, you'll feel me on this one, the most frequent topic that I wrote about by far was TSA. I had a 2.5-hour interview for one of my colleges, and we must have spent about 2 of them talking about TSA. I was actually fortunate enough to get into Harvard, and that's where I'll be going next year. And you want to know? But you want to know what my admissions officer said to me? She sent me a handwritten card in the mail congratulating me on my involvement with TSA and hoping that she could bring, and hoping that I could bring some of that leadership and some of that experience to Harvard's campus next year. TSA is it, guys. It's the real deal. You've got to buy into the message, believe in the message, but it's there. And I hope to see you at Nationals in June for the culmination of a great 2013 season. Thank you, PATSA, for listening to this speech and also for the past 6 years of my life. You've been a great audience and the best group to support and challenge me. Thank you.
Please announce the speakers. They're on.
Please welcome to the stage Mr. Tim Dawson of Harrisburg University.
Good evening. My name is Tim Dawson. I'm the Director of Admissions and Enrollment Systems at Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. I bring you greetings from the state capitol, bring you greetings from Harrisburg University, and I bring you greetings from Courtney Koch. Some of you may know Courtney Koch as a student from Jersey Shore area senior high school. Where are my Bulldogs? All right, great. Courtney just finished her freshman year, or is just finishing her freshman year at Harrisburg University. 2 years ago, she was sitting out where you were and stepped across this stage and received the Harrisburg University Science and Technology Scholar Award. And she wanted me to send you greetings and tell you how much TSA meant to her and how much she's enjoying her time at Harrisburg University. We are pleased to be part of not only TSA, but many of your student conferences throughout the state and science fairs around the state, because we love the kinds of things that you're doing. Harrisburg University was built on experiential education 7 years ago. Experiential education is all about doing, and you learn so much while you're working here at TSA. The projects that you're working on, the events that you're participating in, you're not just learning about that technology or that science, but you're learning about yourself, and you're learning about some tremendous soft skills that are going to prepare you well for your future. And so I commend all of you for the great work that you're doing in preparing yourselves as future technologists. So tonight I have the privilege of awarding 2 Science and Technology Scholar Awards to 2 juniors here today. I congratulate all of the juniors that met with me and interviewed for this scholarship. Our Science and Technology Scholarship is a 1-year full tuition scholarship to the university, currently valued at $23,900. This year's recipients are the following, if they could please come to the stage. From Stroudsburg High School, Alexander Peterson. And from Twin Valley High School, TJ Rubican. Do I see TJ? Here he comes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Sam Clement for the Clark Scholarships. Good evening. I'm here this evening representing Clark Associates, where I currently serve as the controller, and representing Gene Clark, who, along with myself, worked with Doc Bratton to arrange Clark's partnership with TSA over the next 2 years and maybe possibly into the future. First, I'd like to thank PATSA for having me out, having me help judge this afternoon. It was I enjoyed meeting many of you students and judging some of your competitions. I'd also like to thank Mr. Bratton for all of his hard work to this organization over the past 35 years, and for all the hard work that he put into making this evening and these scholarships possible for the students. It's without him, I don't think this partnership would have been a reality. So I don't think we can thank him enough. To all you, yeah. To all of you who did apply to the scholarships this year, there were so many outstanding applicants that the team of people from Clark Associates that reviewed them felt that we weren't even qualified to read some of them. We were extremely impressed by all that you have accomplished so far in your young lives, and if you continue to work as hard as you've worked up until this point, you'll each go far in your respective careers. With that being said, I would like to invite Austin Feaster and Jessica Butts to the stage. Austin is from Pequay Valley High School. And Jessica is representing Cedar Cliff High School.
both of these students represented something that Clark loves to see in our future employees. They have a plan, they know how they're going to get there, and they're working towards achieving their future goals, something that we like to see in every applicant to the organization. On top of this, because the applicants were all so outstanding, we'd like to award the remaining 3 finalists $500 for their application out of the TSA Foundation, to which Clark is donating $50,000. Is that right, Doc? I got the okay. So those 3 finalists were Sarah Cooney, Nick Hoover, and Drew Pilar. As a final note, I'd like to invite all the advisors to check out the programs that Clark is offering for reimbursement for the state conference and to help take your students to the national conference. We'd really like to see that program be a success this year. So there are grants available, and we'd like to see your applications for that. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Mr. Wayne McConaughey for the presentation of service awards. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Craig Jarrett for the presentation of Pennsylvania TSA scholarships.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here again to present our 16th year in a row for our scholarships. With the 3 scholarships we're presenting tonight, we will present in a grand total of $49,000 to students in TSA. Excuse me. Our first award this evening goes to the outstanding male. He has been involved in TSA for 7 years. He serves as the chapter president. He's a member of the National Honor Society, the Pennsylvania Math League, and he's on hands-on volunteer children's museum. He plans to major in actuary science with a minor in physics, and he's representing Manheim Township. Would Nicholas Hoover please come forward? The scholarship for Outstanding Female goes to a student who has also participated for 7 years in TSA. She serves as the chapter president and as your Region 3 reporter. She has a 2nd degree in black belt in martial arts. She's president of her Key Club, a member of the varsity tennis team, and the Honor Society. She does volunteer work for 5 different organizations within her community. She plans to attend Penn State University and major in chemical engineering from Cedar Cliff High School. Would Sarah Markle please come forward? And finally, the third scholarship we give is the Terry Schwam Memorial Award. This is for a future technology education teacher. Our recipient this year has been a member of TSA for 2 years. She serves as our chapter historian. She is captain of the varsity tennis team, is a member of the National Honor Society, sings in concert choir, and is the leader of their morning prayer group. She will continue her education to become a technology education teacher at California University, and we hope for her to be also be a future TSA advisor. From Blackhawk High School, would Juliana Lepek please come forward? Thank you once again.
We would like to invite a representative to give the Don Reichertz Award.
My name's Ken Raspin. I'm a Region 9 coordinator. I worked with Don for 14 years, but he talked me into doing this thing called TSA. Unfortunately, we lost Don in his battle to cancer. Don was a great friend. He jumped in to volunteer at anything, at states, nationals, regionals, to judge, helping kids. Kids would come over to his place and do projects last minute, like I think many of us do currently. But the award is based on someone who really is an advisor. It's someone that helps the chapters by a parent and just doing service with the students, helping at any time. Tonight's recipient has been involved with the Upper Perkiomen chapter for about 6 years. She's been working in fundraising, helps out with judging, whether it's here at states or at regionals. She actually talks her family into really helping out the night before regionals when the big setup is, and they're going around the whole building setting up various signs, some of the equipment for regionals, and then also after regionals, which is the cleanup. Would tonight's recipient please come forward, Brenda Engdahl.
Pennsylvania TSA thanks the Society of Biomedical Research for sponsoring the Biomedical Essay Contest. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Brant Hutzel for the presentation of the Pennsylvania Society for Biomedical Research Awards and Special Recognitions.
First of all, I'd like to say welcome to the 35th Annual TSA Conference. I was not able to say hello yesterday because I was solving a technological problem. We did not have a Scantron machine that was operational, so I had to leave first thing in the morning and searched the county of Cambria for a Scantron machine, which most of our school districts don't have. And I also brought back a cable for our dragster racing that we were able to test dragsters and get a result for those. So I just wanted to say welcome. I'm very proud of all of you. This is my last year as Board of Directors President, and I will continue coming to all the conferences, of course. But I just wanted to say I'm very proud of all of you. You're innovators, you're the future of our country, and I look forward to seeing what all of you do. I will be presenting the Careers in Biomedical Research State essay contest winners first. Just to warn you, or to give you a little update on how I may pronounce your names, I kind of have an unusual name also. My first name is Brandt, spelled with a D. So a lot of people mispronounce my name also, and my last name is Hutzel, but it looks like Hutzel, so people pronounce my last name differently also. So the way that I pronounce your name is the way that it should be said, so I'm going to do my best and try to hopefully you understand what I'm saying. And also the way that these awards are stacked before me, they're listed in first place first and then second place, so it's a little bit backwards, but we'll do the best we can. When I call your name, please come up to the stage to the right, and you can probably just stay down here on the floor because there's quite a few winners. We'll give you a certificate and your envelope, and congratulations. Our first winner is Nicholas Reed from Wilson High School. First place, a $100 check. Our own Satara, which I'm not going to try Satara's last name, from Harrington High School. Second place, a $75 check. Payush, I'm not going to try his last name. Upper Merion Area Middle School. First place, a $100 check. Daphne Weiss from Emory H. Markle Intermediate School. Second place, $75. Juan Gill from Altoona Area Junior High School, or Middle School, excuse me. Third place, a $50 check. These are regional winners for the Biomedical Research Essay Contest. Madeline Albach from Blackhawk Middle School, Region 1 Middle, first place, $50 check. Amber Pfeiffer from Elko Middle School, Region 2, first place, $50. Carolyn Giza from Garden Spot Middle School, Region 2, Middle School. Second place, $35. Daphne Weiss from Emory H. Markle Intermediate School, Region 3, first place, $50. Sarah Cooper for Emory H. Markle Intermediate School, Region 3, middle, place second, $35. Sabrina Lamb from Emory H. Markle Intermediate School, Region 3, third place, $25. Waiharik Garcia from Colonial Middle School, Region 5, first place, $50. Payush from Upper Merion Middle School, Region 5, place second, $35. Haley Vandenberg from Milford Middle School, Region 5, third place, $25. Maverick Stenger from Mifflinburg Middle School, Region 7, first place, $50. Zane Patterson from Mifflinburg Middle School, Region 7, second place, $35. Here's a very unique name. Cinnamon Digan from Mifflinburg Middle School, Region 7, third place, $25. Juan Gill from Altoona Area Junior High School, Region 8, first place, $50. Tyler Rispoli from Altoona Area Junior High School, Region 8, second place, $35. Cole Klima from Mount Nittany Middle School, Region 8, third place, $25. Zach Longen from Daniel Boone Middle School, Region 9, first place, $50. Amanda Harold from Western Wayne Middle School, Region 9, second place, $35. Ryan Lansky from Daniel Boone Middle School, Region 9, third place, $25. Tyler Genola from Ambridge Area Middle School, Region 1, first place, $50. Emily Rabb from Ambridge Area High School, first place, or Region 1, excuse me, second place, $35. Angie Yang from Fox Chapel Area High School, Region 1, third place, $25. Michael Bowman from Conestoga Christian School, Region 2, first place, $50. Gabby Bermudez from McCaskey High School, Region 2, second place, $35. Tessa Boppel Didyoung from Conestoga Valley High School, Region 2, third place, $25. Lynn Morandon from Southwestern High School, Region 3, first place, $50. Henry Bost from Biglerville High School, Region 3, second place, $35. Maggie Toner from Southwestern High School, Region 3, third place, $25. Satara from Harrington High School, Region 5, first place, $50. Mandy Farah from Lower Marion High School, Region 5, second place, $35. Ashley has a complicated last name. Downingtown STEM Academy, Region 5, third place, $25. Rachel Rozak from Cannon McMillan High School, Region 6, first place, $50. Emily Hummel from Charleroi High School, Region 6, second place, $35. Cassandra Popovinsky from Cannon McMillan High School, Region 6, third place, $25. Olivia Clark from Jersey Shore Area High School, Region 7, first place, $50. Francesca Schreck from Montgomery Area High School, Region 7, second place, $35. Erica Conrad from Mifflinburg Area High School, Region 7, third place, $25. Marissa Morgan from Altoona Area High School, Region 8, First place, $50. Megan Thomas from Richland Senior High School, Region 8. Second place, $35. That's one of my students, so way to go, Megan. Maesh Pai from Mifflin County High School, Region 8. Third place, $25. Nicholas Reed from Wilson High School, Region 9. First place, $50. Matthew Tice from Upper Perkinomen High School, Region 9. Second place, $35. And Michael Guen from Daniel Boone High School, Region 9. Third place, $25. And once again, I apologize for mispronouncing most of your names, but I gave it my best shot. One other thing that I'm here for tonight is to recognize some retiring technology and engineering education teachers that have served our students across the state and also have served TSA as chapter advisors for several years. There are so many who go into making this organization run. Each year, thousands of volunteer hours are done by parents, teachers, and administrators. Pennsylvania TSA is very fortunate to have a strong organization. At this time, we would like to recognize retiring teachers in the organization who have served in leadership roles on either the board of directors within their region or the state conference planning team. Would the following teachers please come forward? Mr. Robert Rudolph, Cumberland Valley High School, 35 years teaching, 21 years as a TSA advisor. Mrs. Judy Hawthorne, Cedar Cliff High School, 35 years teaching, and I don't know how many years she has been a TSA advisor. Maybe she can help me. How many years have you been a TSA? 17 years as a TSA advisor. Thank you. And also Mr. John Leister from Milford Middle School. We're not sure how many years you've been teaching exactly, or how many years you've been a TSA advisor, but we'd like to recognize you also. And not knowing the exact years that one person has been teaching or a TSA advisor, it's kind of hard for me to calculate how many years we have standing up here and all the wisdom and all the volunteer hours that these advisors have given to us. But we have quite a few. So if I had to guess, it'd probably be 20 or 30 years total between everybody, right? No, so. But probably close to 100 years of service teaching and probably 60 or 70 years as TSA advisors combined. So that's amazing. Please join me in a round of applause for these fine teachers. Unfortunately, we do not know all the teachers who are retiring, who might be in attendance. If you are retiring this year, we ask that you please stand to be recognized. Anybody standing? I don't see anybody standing. So, thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much.
We will now move on to old business. Is there any old business? Seeing none, we will move on to new business. Is there any new business? Mr. Parliamentarian?
There is currently a bylaw amendment proposed. It has been proposed for a while now, so we will discuss that at this time. So I don't know if everybody knows exactly what the bylaw amendment is doing or what it's proposing, but I'm going to give a quick explanation about it before we have debate on it. So what the bylaw amendment is attempting to do is basically reform the way that we vote for state officers. What it's going to do is it's going to create a presidential pool and an officer pool. And you either choose to vote to be, you either choose to run as a presidential candidate or as a regular officer. There's a max of 3 presidential candidates, which will be selected by which will use the candidate selection committee, which is already in place, to select up to 3 presidential candidates. Everybody who does not win in the presidential candidate will automatically be moved into the officer candidate, at which point delegates will vote for 5 officers out of that pool, and the top 5 vote getters in that pool will be elected as state officers. The state officer team will still appoint 2 officers in addition to the 6 elected officers. I mean, that's really the gist of it. We can, yeah. Also, there will be no more titles going forward except for the title of president.
We will now debate the motion. Mr. Parliamentarian, would you like to debate this motion? Also, before we start, anyone that would like to debate for the motion, please line up at the mic on the left side of the stage, going that way. And anyone would like to debate against the motion, please line up on the right side of the stage. Okay.
Quickly, we do actually need to make an official motion. So I move to adopt the bylaw amendment that has been proposed regarding the state officer election process. All right, the motion has been made and seconded. So let's just.
The motion has been properly made and seconded to adopt the bylaw amendment. We will now debate the motion. Mr. Parliamentarian, would you like to begin debate? I already did. Did you? Yes.
Okay. I would like to begin debate on this motion. For my debate, if I could have some help from the audience and from the state officer team. The first point I'd like to make is, if you have ever run to be a state office at any time, could you please stand up at this time if you have ever run to be a state officer? Could the candidates and everybody else turn and face the audience, please? Obviously, I've been through the process as well, and when I was going through the process, one part that I found very difficult was selecting which office position to run for. Part of the worry was, who's going to run for what? You know, I don't want to run in a position where there might be 6 candidates and one position might be unopposed. And I'm sure a lot of the people who have run for office have felt the same way. So if you have, in the process of running for a state officer, ever been worried about what position you're running and what people might be running against you, please stay standing. What? Yes, basically to everybody who has ever run for a state officer before, if it was a concern in your mind as to what officer position you were going to run for, and you were worried that maybe it wouldn't be fair because a lot of people would be running for your position, please stay standing. Okay. Yeah, I'll move down to the floor really quickly.
Oh, wait. Candidates, you can sit down. Sorry. And remember, for side, against side.
Sorry about that. The point of that is just to show that it is a legitimate concern for officer candidates who runs for what position. And the goal of the officer pool really is to eliminate any problems. And we just want to elect the 5 most qualified candidates. If any of you guys were at the national conference a couple years ago, when about 5 people ran for the office of president. We had Jason Dreisner, we had Pratusha Gupta, we had Chip Ballandunk, and we also had Phil Hayes as well. And all 4 of those candidates were highly qualified. And we were lucky enough to have 2 open spots so that we could have Jason Dreisner and Chip Ballandunk on the officer team. But if that hadn't happened, they wouldn't have been able to be officers, and they wouldn't have been able to add their expertise to the team.
Is there any debate for the opposition?
The one problem that I have with this amendment is the whole entire process of choosing the committee chooses a president. What makes one person more qualified than the other? Are we counting by years of experience? Maybe if there is a set formula for choosing the president into the pool, as it stands now, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you apply to run for a position and the committee will either approve you or deny you. There's no, oh, you have this many years of experience, oh, you can't do this. It's yes, no. But when we have the addition of a committee that chooses a president or chooses a group of 3 presidents, that's kind of iffy on what makes one person more qualified than the next.
Would you like clarification on the candidate selection committee, or?
Yeah, I would like to know the formula that we're going to use and how is it going to be concurrent year after year to choosing the select group of 3 that are going to run for president.
The candidate selection committee is just proposed of adults and members of the board. Please, any of the adults, correct me if I'm wrong. That just as they always check all candidates, make sure they're qualified. Even now is what they do. So they would just pick the 3 most qualified. It's up to the adults' discretion. You'd have to question them for further details.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there any debate for the motion?
Mr. Parliamentarian, I have a quick question before debate. Are we allowed to amend the bylaw amendment going forward?
Yes.
Okay. I think overall I'm definitely in favor of the amendment because mostly the one thing that it helps fix is that if there are a great number of very, very qualified candidates that are running for the same position, which has happened in the past, this would give all of those very, very qualified candidates the opportunity to serve on the officer team. And I think that's what it comes down to, trying to put together the best officer team that you can to help further your interests and to help accomplish some initiatives. So overall, I am for the amendment. I think there are some nitpicky things that we could debate on and possibly amend, but overall, I'm for the amendment.
Is there any debate for the opposition?
To be honest, yes, there has been situations where we have had a number of very qualified candidates for the same, running for the same position, but I believe especially at Manheim Township, we're graced with a number of great officers, for example, our president, Mr. Nick Hoover, but I feel like actually designating each individual office, and have, because each office does have their own role and does have their own responsibilities, brings more structure and more, of a solid foundation to build off, a great organization from.
Is there any debate for the motion?
Yes, Mr. President. I kind of wanted to refute the point just made that more structure would benefit. It would still be structured, I feel like, with this amendment. Personally, my chapter only has a president and 4 other officers. And since we don't have titles, we share more of the responsibilities, and we get a lot of stuff done that way. And there's a more of an equal feeling on the officer team, and it actually prevents, like, oh, I thought you were supposed to do this, versus, because that's written in your description. And this allows more for, if you're good at something, then you can do it, even if you, say, ran for Sergeant at Arms, but you're really good at stuff on the website, then, and the reporter may or may not be, you guys can kind of switch roles and do what is good, what you're good at, and it would overall enhance the performance of the officer team instead of detracting from it.
Is there any debate against the motion?
Yes, Mr. President. As someone who has run for positions of office outside of TSA and in TSA, I believe that having a specific position is actually more beneficial than having a council of people to debate within each other. If someone is a good treasurer, I believe they should be a treasurer, but they may not be a good parliamentarian. With this new voting system, with the appointments, they may not be able to be appointed to said position, even though there is no title. However, I do believe, as someone who's a treasurer, if they were to say something that might benefit a parliamentarian or any other position, these are just examples. I believe that their main position should be their focus. However,
I'm sorry. Please remain quiet while people are speaking on the floor.
to say it short, I believe that they should have the positions in. However, that should be their main focus, but comments and suggestions should also be taken in.
Just a quick clarification about the specifics of the amendment for any of your concerns, just because obviously we don't have the full script in front of us.
The officer team will meet together as an elected team, and then afterwards as a full team to discuss the strengths of each officer, and then they themselves will choose what roles and what duties they will perform on the team going forward. So, yes.
Is there any debate for the motion?
Mr. President, I move to limit debate to 1 minute per speaker and speaking once per person.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded to limit debate to 1 minute per person and only one speaker. You may only speak once. This also requires a 2/3 vote, so we will start with a voice vote. All in favor, please say aye. Just a reminder, this is only the delegates voting. So, sorry. So once again, all delegates in favor, please say aye. All in favor, please say no.
No.
The motion passes to limit debate to 1 minute per speaker, and each speaker may only speak once. Is there any debate? Is there any debate against the motion?
Mr. President, we actually did have a speaker in favor of the
Okay,
amendment.
then we'll do that.
I urge members to vote in favor of this motion. Doing that, coming from working on the state officers team for 2 years, I know that all of the officers are very qualified, and we're also very flexible. So if you are elected to be a state office, I'm sure that you as a team would be, under the guidance of the president, able to divide up the duties of the state officer team in the most beneficial way. And I believe that through this, the most qualified would be able to most benefit the Pennsylvania Technology Student Association. Thank you.
Is there any debate against the motion?
My name is Victoria Morrison. I ran for Sergeant at Arms. I am afraid that with this, it's going to make it into a huge popularity contest because the most popular people are going to be the people who get elected. Thank you for consideration.
Just to clarify, this is still each chapter will have 5 votes and be voting for 5 separate candidates, just as when they vote for the 5 officers.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any debate for the motion?
I'd like to call for a vote.
Move the previous question. The motion has been properly moved and seconded to move the previous question, and this requires a 2/3 vote, so we will take a rising vote. The delegates will all in favor please rise. That's just the delegates. Please be seated. All opposed, please rise. So the motion to move the previous question has passed. We will now vote on the motion to adopt the bylaw amendment to change the officer election system and to abolish officer titles. Once again, this is also a 2/3 vote because it is a bylaw amendment, so we will once again take a standing vote. We will wait for the delegates to speak to be seated so we have everyone present. Okay, well, all in favor of adopting of passing the motion to adopt the bylaw amendment, please rise. That's not 2/3.
I don't know. You're not going to be able to tell.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Because it's not immediately obvious whether or not this would pass, we are going to move down, once again, call chapter roll call, and you will vote whether you are for or against the motion. We're sorry, guys, but because it was close, this is the only way to be sure whether or not we have 2/3. Okay? So the secretary will once again we'll go through the chapter, and we ask that one of your delegates please stands and rather says and go. You are either say 2 for, 2 against, 1 for, 1 against. Those are your only options, or abstain. So we ask that once again we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible, guys. So as your chapter is read, please you have those 4 options. And we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible. If everyone else would please remain quiet, we can get through this as quickly as possible.
All right, so just a reminder, I'll call your chapter name, and then you will rise and say how many, well, I guess 2 votes for, against, or abstaining. Avonworth Middle School. Ballykinwood Middle School. Blackhawk Middle School. Just a quick reminder, Avonworth Middle School voted 2 against, and Ballykinwood was 2 for. Blackhawk Middle School.
2 abstain.
2 abstain. Boyertown West Junior High School. That was 2 against. Catherine Hall Middle School. That was 2 abstain. Cedar Crest Middle School. Cedar Crest Middle School, 2 against. Colonial Middle School. Colonial Middle School, 2 against. Conestoga Valley Middle School. 2 against. Daniel Boone Middle School. 2 for. E.H. Markle. 2 against. Elko Middle School. That was 2 against. Jersey Shore Area Middle School. 2 against. Lemoyne Middle School. Lemoyne Middle School, 2 for. Manor Middle School. Manor Middle School. Marshall Middle School. Mifflinburg Area Middle School. That was 2 against. Oh, 2 for? Oh, I'm sorry. Milford Middle School. 2 for. Park Forest Middle School. 2 against. Penns Valley Area Junior High School. 2 against. Buckea Valley Intermediate School. I'm sorry, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry, but 2 against. Richland Junior High School. 2 for. Strayer Middle School. 2 against. Warrior Run Middle School. Warrior Run. Welsh Valley Middle School. 1 for, 1 against. Western Wayne Middle School. 2 against. Altoona Area High School. Altoona. Ambridge Area High School. 2 against. Avonworth High School. 2-4. Bedford High School. 1-4, 1 against.
Will everyone else please remain quiet so we can get through this as quickly as possible? Sorry.
Biglerville High School. 2-4 the amendment. Blackhawk High School. 2 against. Boiling Springs High School. Boyertown Area High School. That was 2 against. Cedar Cliff High School. 2 against. Cedar Crest High School. 2 against. Chambersburg Area Senior High School. 2 against. Conemaugh Valley High School. Conestoga Valley High School. 2-4. Cumberland Valley High School. 2 against. Daniel Boone Area High School. 2 against. Downingtown STEM Academy. 2 against. Elko High School. 1-4, 1 against. Fox Chapel Area High School. 2-4. Hampton High School. 2-4. Harriton High School. 1-4, 1 against. Jersey Shore Area High School. 2-4 the amendment. Lower Marion High School. 2-4 the amendment. Mechanicsburg High School. 2-4. Mifflin County High School. 2 against the amendment. North Allegheny High School. Penn Manor High School. Penn Manor. Penns Valley Area Senior High School. 2 against. Picayune Valley High School. 2 against. Plymouth White Marsh High School. 2 against. Quakertown Freshman Center. 2-4. Quakertown High School. 2-4. Richland Senior High School. 2-4. Shippensburg High School. 2-4. Southwestern High School. 2 against. Stroudsburg High School. 2 abstain. Twin Valley High School. 1 abstain, 1 against. Upper Marion Area High School. That was 2 against. And Western Wayne High School. 2 against. So the other officers have been following along, so I guess, do we have that calculated?
Not yet. We all also get to vote.
What?
So guys, go down the line and vote.
Oh, right. PATSA Sergeant Arms.
1-4.
Sergeant Arms, 1-4. State Historian.
1 abstention.
State Historian, 1 abstention. State Reporter.
1-4.
State Reporter, 1-4. State Parliamentarian.
1-4.
State Parliamentarian, 1-4. State President.
A tie break. Doesn't get a vote.
State Secretary, 1-4. State Secretary, 1-4. State Treasurer.
1 abstention.
1 abstention. State Vice President.
1-4.
1-4. All right, thanks.
We don't have it. They want
While we tally the votes, we will call up the Rickards, the State Officer Team Advisors, to announce the officer-elects. Actually, the motion has not passed. We reached a majority against. So the motion fails, and therefore the bylaw amendment fails.
Okay, so for the results, we'll start with Sergeant at Arms. Your new Sergeant at Arms is Mandy Farah. Your new reporter is Wang Chung. Your new treasurer is Ben Cutler. Your new secretary is Sam Horay. Your new vice president is Victoria Lee. And your new president is Satara Sandarajan.
Will the newly elected officers meet to the left of the stage directly after this meeting? Anyone wanting to seek appointment for the offices of historian or parliamentarian should report to the Sunburst Room at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for the interview process. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Okay, so far so good with the conference. The competitive events are over and done, and every last result has been recorded, and I know you're patiently awaiting the results tomorrow morning. And I've got a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get you out of here. I know this has been like the longest business meeting ever. First one is the behavior tonight. I need it to remain excellent. No more throwing things off the balconies, no more elevator parties, none of that nonsense. You are on your best behavior this evening, or there will be consequences. Event pickup. There are 3 desktop computers that are down in Wintergreen right now. I'm thinking your school districts want them back, so please stop by Wintergreen to pick them up. There is 1 system control setup, a whole bunch of NXT stuff that needs to be picked up also in Wintergreen Room. There are some projects up in Festival Hall. They will be trashed if they are not picked up soon, and soon I mean like right after the session. Lost and found. I have an assortment of clothing downstairs, jackets, hats, etc. There is 1 iPhone downstairs, and there is also, this is my personal favorite, 1 purpley pink retainer. I think it's the top half. Okay, so if that belongs to you, please stop by and pick it up. Okay, other than that, we have the dance set up for you tonight. We have the carnival set up. You need to be on your best behavior. Thank you.
Hey, whoa, I don't know where you guys are going. I'll wait until everyone's seated. I now declare this meeting in recess until the awards ceremony tomorrow morning. Enjoy the mixer, guys.